future projects. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It's fantastic to have you here. Part 2 of the shield project today. Before I go any further, please excuse my face, which is rather tomato-esque at the minute. As you know, the shed has a plastic roof and it gets ridiculously hot in summer. It's quite bridge on the River Kwai in here at the minute, so we might be working outside for quite a lot of this video. Last time we finished off by starting to put the curve on these two battens, so we're going to finish that off today and then get straight on with nailing these boards to these. Before we jump in, be sure to like and subscribe. 75 now, we're 3/4 of the way there. I can't wait to get to 100, let's do it. Please like and subscribe, let's get working. I think I'm happy with this curve now, so I think we're going to pre-drill each board so we don't run the risk of splitting them before we nail them on in place. Okay, that was the smallest wood bit I've got, and they might be a little bit big, but I don't think it'll be that much of an issue. We can always put a couple of screws in each one as well as some nails. And the other slight problem is that obviously this gets thinner at the ends, so it's going to be hard to put a nail all the way through the board from this direction and then have not very much wood on the other side to bite into in the batten. So again, we might have to nail from the other side. So we'll switch things around a bit and we'll get there somehow. So yeah, that's what we're going to crack on with now that we've drilled those holes. It's properly hot in here now. I ended up just nailing stuff on, which was fine. None of them have gone through so far. The ones on the end, I will have to go from this direction, not this direction, because we need to go through that very thin batten first, then into the board. And I am going to definitely put screws in all of them, just as like an added safety measure, if you like, just to make sure that everything's really held in there tight. And then we'll be able to cut the shape out. Testing. Let's go up on the proper work surface, shall we? So we're at 11 and 1/8, 11 and an 1/8, 11 and for the middle, same at the bottom, same at the bottom. So that'll be the top point. Other point's going to want to be over here. So I'm just going to have a bit of a play around, draw in now. Put some nice curves on her, and given that that needs to be the bottom, it's going to want to come down straight quite a lot. We might even use that edge if I can round this corner off and blend it into that straight factory edge. That'll save me getting it straight, and I've only got to worry about starting to kick in at the bottom. The only problem when we get to cutting it out, at the top here, this batten goes all the way across and it's going to be the full width here, so that's not an issue. Down here, as you see my line comes across here, I'm going to cut off, I'm going to have to cut through the batten, miss that screw, and cut just on that to that side of it. The end of this board then becomes this here, so this is going to be flapping around on only that bit of batten there. So I will have to put some little thin bits just to join those two together, and the same on the other side. But that, I mean, I've got plenty of thin stuff, that's not going to be a problem at all. I'm going to power the old editing magic. We now have 2 of them on. The thing won't fall apart, and we can go and cut the shape out. Right, so you'll remember in the last video I showed you my new chop saw, which if my capabilities were this, they are now like this. Well, they are now like this, because I have recently acquired a jigsaw, also from my uncle, the same one who I got the chop saw from when we were visiting. We got talking about the chop saw, and I got given that. And another tool that he said he had since got a new one of was the jigsaw. So he was willing to give me his old one. It's a Black & Decker, like the drill inside, and there was a slight break in the insulation of the cable, but Dad helped me to cut that out and shorten it slightly, but there's still plenty there to plug in. So got a blade in it. It's going to make cutting these curves an absolute piece of cake. So yeah, I'm going to stick some ear protection on and get this cut out, and then probably finish this video because
it's literally the hottest place in the world.
The other thing we're going to do is take off a little bit at a time, because I can always cut more off. I can't stick it back on though, so we're going to take our time and take some little bits off first. Okie dokie, number 1, this thing is awesome, absolutely love it. That made a beautiful job of cutting that shield out. Number 2, she's starting to get some heft to her, really starting to feel that weight, which is just what I wanted. Not too heavy, but just got something that feels really solid, nice and strong. You might have seen at the end of the time, like I said, we were mucking about throwing stuff at it. And number 3, I mean, just look at the shape of it, that's proper coming on beautifully. So we do need to probably take a little bit more out of this one to even it up. I need to round that tip out at that point. Not sure as the bottom curves are quite even yet either, but we can fix that. I'll probably go over the whole thing with the rasp, maybe the plane. These battens here, where I've cut them shorter, are now thicker. You might be able to see that there. So I'll probably plane that off and make that taper in. And then it will be on to straps and a steel rim, all of which will come in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe, like I said, and we'll see you next time.